meeting is a meeting of the school board in public for the purpose of conducting the school corporation's business. It is not to be considered a public community meeting. There may be time for public participation as indicated by agenda item or as directed by the president. The meeting site is fully accessible. Any person requiring further accommodation should contact the superintendent at the school corporation's central office. The meeting will be electronically recorded and will be kept on file in the superintendent's office, and a copy of the audio recording will also be available on the website. Of note is that we have all board members here except for Mr. Parsley, and that Mr. Soklin is joining us virtually. If all of you who are able can rise and uncover for the pledge. Jeremy, would you lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes and executive session memo from May 15th, 2025.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes as presented.
All right, Mr. King makes a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Gilbert seconds. Any discussion on the motion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
No. We have to roll call because of him.
Oh, that's right. We do have to do roll call because, so we'll vote individually since we have somebody online. Was that, go ahead, Justin. He's an aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Do we have any persons to address the board relative to the agenda? All right, none. All right, Fatima Carson.
Good evening. For my first agenda item, I would like to ask the board for the approval of claims and payroll since the last board meeting in the amount of $3,818,364.94.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to approve claims and payroll since last meeting as presented. All right, Mrs. Miller makes the motion. Do we have a second? Mr. King seconds. Any discussion on the motion? All right, hearing none, we'll vote. Mr. Soklin? All right, Kirsten?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
All right, motion carries. Thank you.
The next three items have to do with the bond hearing, and the first is a resolution determining the need for the project as featured in Exhibit A in your packets, and it's as required by the school leasing statute. The board must determine the need that there is a need for the project.
Okay, so we need to approve them individually?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Okay.
because they're
These
with
are
bond. Okay, I don't know if you heard that, Justin, but you can't vote on these items because they're bond related. Okay. All right, so I would entertain a motion for adopting the resolution determining need for project as presented.
Make a motion that we approve the resolution to determine the need.
All right, Mr. King makes a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, Mr. Gilbert seconds. Any discussion on the motion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All right, that one carries. Thank you.
The next item is the resolution approving the form of the lease in Exhibit B. The school corporation is funding this project through lease financing, as it has done with other past construction/renovation projects. Lease financings are used by school corporations across Indiana in order to borrow for renovation and construction. This type of financing does not count against the school corporation's constitutional debt allowance. The building corporation will purchase a portion of Parkview Intermediate School building at the closing for at least the appraisal value. The building corporation will then lease the building, that portion of the building, back to the school corporation. The lease rental due from the school corporation will be paid from property taxes. The lease rental, as shown as a maximum amount in the lease, will be sufficient to pay the principal and interest due to the bondholders.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to approve, to adopt the resolution approving preliminary plans, form of lease, and authorizing public of notice lease hearing.
Make a motion we approve the resolution.
Okay, Mr. King makes a motion. Do we have a second?
A second.
Mr. Gilbert seconds. Any discussion on the motion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All right, motion carries.
The last item related to the bond is the resolution reapproving the Building Corporation, Exhibit C. In order for the Building Corporation, a not-for-profit Indiana corporation, to issue tax-exempt bonds, the IRS requires that the school board reapprove the Building Corporation and authorize it to issue tax-exempt bonds on behalf of the school corporation.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion for adopting a resolution reapproving formation of Building Corp.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution.
Mr. King makes the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Gilbert seconds. Any discussion on the motion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries.
Next, I'd like to ask the board to adopt the resolution for fund-to-fund transfers. The funds on the list provided to the board are dormant and/or out of balance. To make transfers between funds requires board approval. This resolution zeroes out the positive and negative balances of funds that are no longer in use and allows them to be closed. This resolution also brings the funds listed that are still open but are out of balance back into balance. With this resolution and other actions, we will be able to close 137 funds out of the 204 that were open at the start of the year. This process has been reviewed and approved by the State Board of Accounts.
All right, I'd entertain a motion to approve the resolution for fund-to-fund transfers. Mrs. Miller makes the motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. King seconds. Any discussion on the motion? And Mr. Sokolin can vote on this? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. We'll do a roll call. Mr. Sokolin? All right.
Aye.
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 All right, motion carries.
The next item is the resolution for program transfers. Each fall, in the process of approving the overall budget for the school corporation, the board approves Form 1. This form details the specific allocation by program area for the education and operations funds. At this time, we have more accurate estimates of the cost by program area for the calendar year 2025 and require board approval to make transfers between program areas. The overall budget of the education and operations funds remains the same. The changes only impact the program areas within each fund.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion to approve the resolution for program transfers as presented.
Make the motion.
Mrs. Miller makes the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Gilbert seconds. Any discussion on this motion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. We'll do a roll call. Mr. Sokolin?
Aye.
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 Motion carries.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Lastly, I'd like to present to the board the first reading of the food services Neola policies. This is a non-voting item, but just presented to the board for review.
So if we have comments or suggestions, do we just see you later?
That would be fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Human Resources, Mr. Unger.
Good evening. I'd like to request your approval of the personnel agenda as presented.
All right, I'd entertain a motion to approve personnel agenda as presented.
Make the motion.
All right, Mr. Gilbert makes the motion. Do we have a second? Mrs. Miller seconds. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. We'll do a roll call. Mr. Sokolin?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, so we have all ayes and one abstention, so the motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Redmond. Oh, she is here.
Here until it's time to go to coach some 7th and 8th grade boys baseball.
Oh, fun.
I'm here to ask approval for our operating agreement with Medora Mitchell Shoals and Orleans for the upcoming school year. Brownstown will be coming. We just missed their board meeting approval to get it back in time to present to you guys tonight. So it'll be coming next month.
I would entertain a motion to approve the agreement in letter G, item 1, as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the current technical education program operating agreements with the 4 schools.
All right, Mr. King makes a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, Mrs. Miller seconds. Any discussion on this motion?
Yeah, I have a couple questions. Do you have CHU in case you need it?
I'm sorry.
Oh, never.
Oh, no.
First,
I paid attention in health class.
do we limit the total number of students that come from these schools or
No,
any of the schools?
no, we
Okay.
don't limit anything. We are only limited by our number of total seats. So typically, past practice has been to accept all students from outside of NLCS first because that's a much smaller number. And up until now, we've not ran into any issues as far as having to deny students or turn them away.
Okay. But do you anticipate any issues with the change in the diplomas affecting that at all?
Only the good issue of not having enough space and needing to come ask for building C. No,
Oh, okay.
no. In fact, I just attended our CTE director's summer conference, and that was the discussion, and we see it only as a positive for CTE and feel like we're moving in the right direction.
Good deal. Thank you.
All right, any more discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Mr. Soklin?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Yancey.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. We are asking for approval for BNL boys basketball to attend Purdue Northwest Camp on June 23rd through the 25th, 2025.
All right, I'd entertain a motion to approve B&L boys basketball to attend the Purdue Northwest Camp on June 23rd through 25th.
Make the motion.
All right, Mrs. Miller makes the motion. Do we have a second?
second.
Mr. King seconds. Any discussion on the motion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Mr. Soklin?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries.
Thank you. We are asking for approval for the NLCS 25-26 student handbooks.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to approve the NLCS 25-26 student handbooks as presented.
I'll make the motion.
All right, Mr. Gilbert makes the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Mrs. Collier seconds. Any discussion on the motion?
I have a couple suggestions for
Yes.
updates. Table of contents for the Career Center handbook, if we could add page numbers.
Okay.
And on the junior high handbook, they added some sections, and I think the table of contents needs to be updated because the page numbers aren't correct. I think there's a right-click, you can do a right-click and pull something up. I can't think of what it is. Under the food service section, we've added that to all the handbooks since our last review. Under the charge and collection policy, there's a statement in here it's duplicated. It says, there's a negative balance for more than 30 days. The food service department shall send one final collection warning letter home before they turn it over to the attorney for collection. And then they repeat that. And if in the policy that we got the first reading for, the 8,500 Bravo, 8,000 Bravo, it says when it's delinquent over 30 days, it will send a letter, and they will do that every month until the end of the school year.
And then it goes to small claims.
Before it does a collection.
Okay, so we need to change that.
So,
in there.
yeah, so those, and it's in
So
high
that's-
school,
that's
junior
in the
high,
new
and elementary.
policy that you have that was given by Fatima.
Yeah, it's those in that policy. So if that policy is,
Passes, I need to change the
the
handbook.
policy is accurate, the handbook, if the
Is that-
policy is accurate, the handbook needs to be updated.
Okay.
But since we haven't approved the policy, I mean, I assume that comes from the state, but anyhow, there's just a small
Okay.
difference there, but it's in the high school, junior high, and elementary handbooks. And then, under the artificial intelligence area, for the high school and career center, I think they're the same, but it says in there as a general guideline, AI tools should not be used to generate content unless otherwise directed. I think that should be stronger. It says shall not be instead of should not be. And there's two other sentences that are more restricted, but I think that should probably be updated.
Okay.
And I think.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some Neola policies we're going to be going through in the next few months that are going to be updated.
Right.
61 of them, I was told,
Okay, good. Can't wait.
because of the legislation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I think
So
there's
that's in
one
the
on.
high school and the career center.
Okay.
The one that's in the junior high was rewritten, and it's a lot better. It's
Okay.
good. So, and then I don't know what the protocol is, but for the again for the high school, junior high, and elementary handbooks, at the very end they have the bullying report. So
Mhm.
how you report bullying.
Yeah.
And I understand what's in there. It's a good thing to have in there. And it's towards the end where you sign it, and take action. But I thought it might be a good idea to have that same report right after the anti-bullying report in the handbook.
Oh, in the
The
handbook,
section in
yeah.
the handbook. We can have it both places, but I thought if you read through the anti-bullying and that report is right there.
That's in the high school and junior high.
It's
You
a high
want
school,
them
junior
combined.
high, and elementary, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, where it's at now needs to stay. That's a good spot, but I think it wouldn't hurt to add it right after the anti-bullying section in each one. That's all.
Thank
I
you.
have a question. On page 19 for wireless devices, so as I read it, it seems to state that you are not able to have a cell phone on your person, like on your pocket or anything like that, or
It can't be out, period, at any of our buildings.
can they carry it in their pocket?
Well, at the junior high, I know they like it in their locker.
Okay.
Should be
The
locked in
high
backpack.
school doesn't use their lockers.
So students can have it on their person,
They
but
have a
just not
backpack?
using it.
Backpack
Black.
or purse.
Has to be locker or backpack.
So does it have to be locker or backpack, or can
Yeah.
they have it in their
I think it's
pocket?
locker, back. I have to ask Matt.
Because I disagree with that,
Okay.
that because of security reasons. I think kids ought to be able to have their phones, but they should not have it out during class. So is that something we could look at,
Yeah,
or is
we
this
sure can.
just the way it is?
Yeah.
I agree with
You
that.
can only have it out during lunch.
Yeah.
Well, I agree,
But they have it
but
if
they
they
should
need
be
it.
able to have
But
it.
it's in their backpack.
'Cause I-
So what
In
we'll
their
have to do is
backpack
take a
with
look at the high school cell phone where the phone is supposed to be placed during the day.
Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
I appreciate
I
that.
agree with that. All right, any other discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Mr. Soklin, you'll go first.
Aye.
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 Motion carries. Thank you.
Excuse me, Mr. King, keep your notes.
I got them.
Okay. Because I've got them. I'll verify them with you later.
Okay.
Thank you. We are asking for approval of the HVAC replacement at Dollins Elementary and the culinary kitchen remodel at North Lawrence Career Center. Now, I want to make sure you know exactly at Dollins which sections we're replacing. This is the front of the building. Where you come in the parking lot. This is a massive unit we'll replace. We're replacing all these units here to one unit, so there'll be ductwork. These here are still being assessed. They could have to be replaced. All these units leak natural gas,
Oh, my gosh.
and they've been leaking for a while. You know, we replaced the gas line that's over, comes in over here, right here, and that had 5 leaks.
Where's that above?
So-
Which building?
Don't.
Don't.
So
Like,
we'll
that's,
be-
okay, the front one.
Because
Parking
it's
lot.
misleading, you're only doing about a third of the building. So I just want to make sure you know exactly what we're doing. And then I'm probably going to have to come back to you in a month or so after these 4 evaluated, because if they're leaking gas, we're going to have to replace them because we're wasting money as it just goes up the atmosphere, so. On the culinary kitchen, there's a contingency on that. I asked again, I'm not real I don't like contingency because I want to have control of it. So if there is a need to use that contingency, because you're putting in a huge, they come in and put this massive thing in the ceiling that it's a ventilation system, hood they call it. You have to be able to hold that hood. So then means they might have to brace, because that is a steel girders up there, but they haven't determined yet exactly, because you have to cut that out, and we have to move an HVAC piece also. So it's how much it costs. I will come to the board before I spend that contingency money, because I like to know exactly what we're spending, so I just wanted to be upfront. And I will be over there when they start tearing that out, because I want to see it. So,
I would entertain a motion to approve the HVAC replacement at Dollins and the culinary kitchen remodel at the Career Center.
Make the motion.
All right, Mrs. Miller makes the motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. King seconds. Any discussion on the motion?
I had a couple comments. So on the HVAC at Dollins, it talks about 5 new units and then consolidating. So the 5 new units, it says 2 through 5. It should be 2 through 6.
2 through 6.
2 through 5 is 4 units. And then for the culinary kitchen, it never mentions in the scope that the gas ranges, oven, and dishwasher will be furnished and installed. It talks about the hood, but it never does say that it will.
Oh, they're going to be installed.
Right. But it mentions everything else being
Okay,
furnished and
I'll
installed.
check,
so-
but they're going to install it, 'cause-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing all the work to receive it, but.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, I'll check.
Any other discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Mr. Soklin?
Aye.
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 All right, thank you. Motion carries. Number 4.
We are asking approval to rename the B&L Performing Arts Center to the Guy H. Rumsey Performing Arts Center.
All right, I would entertain a motion to approve renaming of the B&L PAC as the Guy H. Rumsey Performing Arts Center as presented.
I'll make the motion.
All right, Mr. Gilbert makes the motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. King seconds. Any discussion on the motion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Mr. Soklin?
Aye.
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 All right. It's unanimously, the motion carries. Number 5.
Thank you. After the Performing Arts Center is having some work done to it right now, once the painting's done, all the electronics is done, the cleaning, be a new sign put inside as you come in the main doors. We'll have a celebration for Mr. Rumsey, and we'll, of course, invite the board. So, and that'd be a great time to see. I think people are going to be really impressed with the Performing Arts Center after it's been completed. So, thank you. We are asking approval for the B&L Overnight Cross Country Summer Camp at Star Hollow State Recreational Area on July 16th through the 18th, 2025.
All right, I'd entertain a motion to approve the B&L Overnight Cross Country Camp as presented.
Make the motion.
Mrs. Miller makes the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Gilbert seconds. Any discussion on the motion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Mr. Soklin?
Aye.
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 That passes unanimously. Any persons to address the board about anything? All right, thank you. Joe?
Hi, thank you for the opportunity just to have a couple quick seconds with you tonight. As always, I just want to thank you for the cooperation of North Lawrence Community Schools, North Lawrence Career Center, and even more and more at the high school and all the grade levels on the projects that we're working on countywide. And a quick update, I have to tout this number just because it's really good. And it's a combination of a lot of things that all of us are doing in the community, but in the month of March, Lawrence County had the 34th number 34 in unemployment in the state of Indiana. Never in the 2000s has it been under 10. It always was in like 10th worth in the state or worse, and as high as number 2, especially during the Vistion years and that kind of thing. in the month of April, the reports show, and some of you get my emails, I think, and some of you might not, we were 47th in unemployment. And so a significant jump from 2 to 47 over a period of years. We're very proud of that as a whole community of things that everyone is doing. Can't thank enough for the Career Center and the opportunity to continue our projects out there. They're just getting better and better. And so Mrs. Redmond and all her crew certainly appreciate that. And then we are starting this summer. We have a group we presented to you, I think Jennifer Jones from Mitchell Schools at that point, and Kelly Terrell presented the CCRC, or the College and Career Readiness Continuum. We have now 17 people on that between the two school systems, one in every building that we are actually paying, or actually working with us. They're going to start planning in July for all the events that they're going to do combined for the year and save resources. So we're really tickled about that we're able to get everybody together, save resources. It's all being funded by grants through mostly IU Health Foundation, but a few others have tossed money in the bucket as well. And so we're really excited about getting that started. And the leadership with Kelly Terrell and Kylie Gilbertson as your career coach. Oh my gosh, you couldn't have a better career coach than what the work she's doing here in the school system. So we just really want to say thank you. We're all kind of a little crazy right now with everything that's going on, funding wise and that kind of thing. But a lot of good things are continuing to happen, and we're going to continue to move forward. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you for that update.
Dr. Miller,
Yes.
can I go through my FYIs with you real quick?
Yes, and then Scott's going to read. We do have one spotlight and highlight,
okay.
but go ahead.
Okay, thank you. The first is the Neola annual price increase. You have that in your packet. It's 3%. Just wanted to give you. Then, big shout out to Lincoln Elementary, applied for and was granted one of the recipients of the Indiana Department of Education's 2025 Family Friendly Schools. That's a lot of work. I've had the privilege in other districts to do this, and it takes a lot of meetings and a lot of surveys to make sure your school is a family-friendly place. And congratulations to Lincoln. Proud of them. The third is Megan Shipley, School Health Coordinator, year 3 of NLCS School Health Report. Looks like this. Why don't you take a look? Then number 4, B&L Band and Orchestra is the recipient of the Indiana State School Music Association All Music Award for 24-25 school year. Congratulations to our band and orchestra. Number 5 is the Power School Project Plan. This has become a little bit more daunting task, so I wanted you to look. It was a little bit more than I planned, so we're having meetings on it to see how we're going to implement this with everything else that's going on in the financial department. So I want you to take a look there. On number 6 is the NLCS absences for the 24-25 school year compared to the 23-24 school year. So what you'll see here, this is excessive absences. So most of our schools, we cut those. That's 10 plus absences per child. So we've cut them in half except for one school. That's a huge decrease. And because, our goal last year was we want students here at North Lawrence to attend school. So congratulations to the team that worked on these students that had excessive absences. And a special thanks to Miss Kidwell, too. She's our family engaged specialist. The last, number 7, is the NLCS attendance for 24-25 school year compared to 23-24 school year. Each year I like to have a theme. This year's theme is engagement. The last year's theme was attendance. And if you take a look at the chart, you'll see we had an increase in our attendance across the district. Even the seniors got to be 90.5, so that was a huge increase from 88% the year before, because the senior class sometimes is hard to get the last semester, last 9 weeks to school. So I appreciate all the principals, the teachers, the community, all the work that went in for incentives to try to make aware how important it is for our kids to be at school. So, and it also has the percentages there up above the graph. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. And then we have, Scott's going to read one spotlight that we don't usually do these in the summer, but we just got this message.
A news alert, dateline June 12th, 2025. I'd like to share an exciting update from Jim Jones, Director of Bands at BNL. Jim reports that all 300 students in the Indiana Musicians Abroad program have safely arrived and are settled in their hotel in London as of this afternoon. Their performance is scheduled for tomorrow. We're proud to share that 3 BNL students are representing our district in the Indiana Musicians Abroad Honors Ensemble: Jacob Burris, Madison Hall, and Olivia Lewis. Over the course of the trip, the group will travel to 6 different countries to perform. Mr. Jones will be conducting one of the ensembles, and his wife Heather Jones is also serving as a chaperone. We wish them safe travels and are incredibly proud of our students representing North Lawrence on an international stage.
That's great. All right, upcoming meetings. Our next meeting is on July 17th, so a little over a month from now. And with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Key makes the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, Mr. Gilbert seconds. Any discussion? Nope. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. All right. Mr.